Good evening, family. It is Sunday night, the 18th of September. It is good to be here with you again tonight as we are heading towards the new moon in Libra with spring equinox. Let's listen to these wise words of Sogyal Rinpoche.
Rest in natural great peace. This exhausted mind, beaten helplessly by karma and neurotic thoughts, like the relentless fury of the pounding waves in the infinite ocean of samsara. Rest in natural great peace.
It's so good to start a love stream with a bit of wisdom. Sogyal Rinpoche is a wise teacher, and it's a beautiful poem. Welcome, family, welcome. Show me your names on the screen. Hello, April. Always first. Let me bring myself into you. Hello, family. Happy Sunday. It's nice to sit here and to be able to talk to you today about an interesting mixture of energies that are coming our way. Overall, there's some goodies. There's some challenges, of course, as always.
Sometimes it's wonderful when you really remember what the masters have done and taught. It immediately moves us. It really inspires, connects us. Therefore, we feel a sense of gratitude and appreciation of their work.
Okay, so I'm a bit tired today. Yesterday we had a sound healing meditation event at Here Yoga in Malvern. It was a very big day for me. We had two very beautiful large groups. It was a great journey, great healing was facilitated. And it just felt good to connect with everyone again. So I was kind of processing today love stream, coming into this love stream thinking, okay, interesting energy to talk about. There's some things coming up for all of us. And I'm a bit tired, so that's all right. We'll show up. We'll see how it goes. We'll do our best as always. And that's all we can do, really. I'm just fixing up my windows here as I'm about to show you now the chart, and talk about what's going on. As we can see, actually, before I start, I will do what I need to do every time now. Please press like and subscribe on this movie. It helps us. Spread the word around. Share it with your friends, with family, whoever needs to listen to this and hear this. And if you want to join us for the next sound healing meditation event, this month we are starting for the first time since 2020, since the beginning of 2020, the midweek groups like we used to do in the past. We're going to do it once a month to start with on a Tuesday. So Tuesday the 27th of September at 7 p.m. at Here Yoga, we're doing our sound healing meditation. If the weekend spot is not good for you, or if you just feel like joining us and get some healing. I'm going to talk today about the energy that is going to lead us into the new moon on Sunday the 25th. And Tuesday the 27th, 2 days later, is the sound healing meditation. And there's quite powerful alignments happening on that day as well. Also, if you want to join our community on patreon.com/healingdelight, that would be also awesome. It will be good to have you with us there. Join our awesome community and get inspired and informed with lots of subjects. We have many chat rooms that we all share a lot of empowering information. And that's pretty much it. Now, into the chart, straight away. Sun on 25th degree of Virgo. At the final 5 degrees of Virgo, the spring equinox is happening. Let me just fix the music. Let me bring the Amritanya mantra as always. Mantra for peace and healing. Cuddling us in the background. Chat room. Hello, Catherine. Shalom, Dana. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Roll King. Namaste, Mansi. Hello, Michelle from Clunes. Oh, Michelle, we should connect. Shalom, Abba. Michelle, we should connect and try to have a conversation over the phone in regards to your long-term idea of bringing me to your beautiful community over there. I would love to make that happen, so we should talk about that. So, Sun on the 25th degree of Virgo is preparing towards the equinox. The equinox is going to happen on this coming Friday. The equinox is signifying the equal day and equal night when we move from winter to spring. Yeah, cool, Michelle. So on Friday we are officially entering the spring season based on the astronomy. And on Friday will be the equal day of light and dark. And from Friday, we will have longer days and shorter nights. If you're in the northern hemisphere, you're going to have longer nights and shorter days. You're going into autumn. For us, thank goodness, we're going into springtime. Butterflies and flowers, and growing our veggies in the garden, and enjoying nice walks in the sunshine on the beach, and in the park, and in the river, next to the river. Yeah, in the river you swim, but you know what I mean. So, the sun is on the final 5 degrees of Virgo. She's gonna travel through this week all the way up to 0 degree Libra. And when the sun will move into 0 degree Libra, it will be the equinox on Friday. Mercury retrograde is now on the 5th degree of Libra, which means that it is really close now. It's already in the opposition, but it's closing in on the opposition to Jupiter on the 4th degree and 48 minutes of Aries. On Thursday, last Thursday, I did a love stream that was in regards to the energy of the Thursday into today, because there was quite powerful alignment. We are coming off it now, so if you want to listen to it, go there. There were a lot of insights. But what we coming out of now is the fact that over this weekend, Venus here on the 16 degrees of Virgo is still squaring Mars. She's coming off this square to Mars, 15 degrees Gemini. The Sun on the 25th degree is now coming off the opposition to Neptune, 2359. But they were both opposition yesterday. So yesterday, Sun opposed Neptune and Venus squared Mars. And the moon was on top of Mars too, so there was a lot going on this weekend. I'm not gonna waste time talking about that again. So if you wanna tune into what was that about, what's going on, listen to the love stream from Thursday night. But the moon right now is in Cancer, her home. Moon is home in Cancer, which means that the moon is Cancer, the emotional family. We wanna feel the family, we wanna feel the love, we wanna feel the connections. It brings up things around our emotional security and our emotional insecurities. And as the moon entered Cancer, it is squaring Jupiter. So the moon will go later on, if I'll take it a few hours forward. The moon will come into the 4th degree. Here it is. Jupiter here 446. Square the moon 431. To be precise, this will happen 446. There you go. Tonight, late night, 3:39 a.m., the moon will be squaring Jupiter. And so Jupiter always magnifies and expands everything it interacts with. The square is a bit of a challenge, a bit of a confrontation. And the moon is in Cancer, so the feeling emotional body is searching for that place of emotional security. And it's being challenged by Jupiter in Aries, how the self feel and how the self believe that it should be. And this is coming after we had the Sun oppose Neptune and Venus square Mars. So the last few days was supportive of potential friction and confrontation and arguments, debates, disagreement. Kind of like a bit of this energy, uncomfortable. Sun opposed Neptune. I said, like, don't get lost in your dreams or fantasies, more like learn how to surrender instead of fighting or arguing or going into battles of Mercury opposed Jupiter, Venus square Mars, Sun opposed Neptune. It's kind of like, don't go into arguing your own beliefs onto others. Don't try to push your philosophy or values or ideas onto others. And at the same time, don't let others push that onto you. Rather surrender the need to prove your values or your philosophy, your knowledge, to be right, or to answer back, or to comment back, or to kind of like, someone tells you something and you straight away want to answer. A lot of the message I gave on Thursday was take a breath, stop, walk away, take a moment to reflect. We're in Mercury retrograde. How would you like to communicate? What would you like to say? What would you like not to say? What are you really trying to convey and to deliver? So that was about that. So then as we're coming out of that into today, now the moon moves into Cancer, and it's square in Jupiter. As it's square in Jupiter, look at that. Moon 4 degrees 46 minutes of Cancer, Jupiter 4 degrees 46 minutes of Aries, and Mercury 4 degrees 55 minutes of Libra. So we have this square here between Mercury to the moon, Jupiter to the moon, and then Mercury is opposing Jupiter. So this is kind of like we have this Jupiter in Aries. We have these great ideas or great beliefs or great stories that we would like to believe in and to create for ourselves, and to kind of certain concepts that we developed around the rewards that we deserve to get. Jupiter rules rewards and recognition, teachings, higher knowledge, higher wisdom, philosophy. And when it opposes Mercury in Libra, it's kind of like the way you are in relationship with just give me a second. In Libra, we are, on a journey of finding balance, equality, harmony in our relationships. Libra is ruled by Venus. And it's interesting that Mercury is in a star sign that Venus rules, and Venus is in Virgo, which Mercury rules. So there's kind of like an interesting dynamic going on there. And later on in this week, Mercury will conjunct Venus, and they will trine Pluto in the same time they conjunct. So everything is kind of like, it's kind of a Rubik's Cube, there's like these small little tweaks, but it's all part of the big process. So Mercury opposition to Jupiter, what other people are telling you, what other people are saying to you or communicating with you may be challenging your personal beliefs, your philosophy, your grand ideas, your big vision, your big ideas, the big stories you're telling yourself might be challenged by what other people are saying to you. Mercury is retrograde. And so the idea is both of them retrograde. And because this is happening, they are squaring the moon in Cancer. It might make you feel a bit of emotional insecurity. It might make you feel like, how can I find my connection? How can I find home? How can I feel nurtured and loved? The moon is in Cancer. I just want to feel loved and nurtured and connected. And, I thought that it should be like that, but they're saying to me it should be like that. And I'm kind of introspective. Mercury retrograde. It is the energies, 6 planets are in retrograde. It's very rare. And so the energy itself is really supportive, going inwards. And instead of reacting to what people are saying to us, or, giving people what we think of them based on our beliefs and our philosophy, it's kind of like, wait a second. What am I learning from this? The universe is trying to teach me something here. Maybe my philosophy need to be adjusted and changed. Maybe, my values need to be adjusted and changed. Maybe what I believe that is right need to be adjusted and changed. So, fixing my mic. It's not a comfortable time. It's very intense. Like, the astrology is so intense. The astrology is so complex and so intense. There is so many things happening here. On top of that, Mars. On top of the fact that Jupiter opposition to Mercury is challenging the moon in Cancer, and Venus is coming off the square to Mars, Mars is doing this, is coming off the yod to the south node here on the 14 degrees 40 minutes of Scorpio. If I take it to now, so it's even more accurate, Here is Mars 15 degrees 07, the south node 14 degrees 40 minutes, so it's only 27 minutes away, it's still there. And so Mars south node, and then both of them aligned with Chiron here. And so there is this kind of like yod from Mars to Chiron and from Mars to south node. Everyone's feeling wounded in a certain way, and you know, it's kind of like the south node represent our past, and it's like past experiences of pain, of trauma, of abuse, of manipulation, of lies and deceits, Scorpio. And it's kind of like add that to the Jupiter opposition to Mercury retrograde squaring the moon, and it's all a bit confronting, it's all a bit challenging, and so it's very easy to fall down the trap in this time of arguments, of debates, of fights, of reacting, of saying things, you know, because of your old past wounding. Yeah. And so the lesson is actually to do what the energy is about, which is like, nah, it's all retrograde. Go inwards. Reflect. Review. Look, what are you learning from this, and how can you redefine your belief? How can you redefine your communication? How can you refine and perfect it? Because Venus is also in Virgo. So Venus in Virgo is like, hey, can you make your love practical? Practical means, you know, give that love, offer that love, say I love you, give that hug, give that cuddle, give that touch, make that phone call. Be practical with your love. Also Venus in Virgo is like, can we keep it down to earth and grounded and speak with kind of purity? Not bringing this Mars Chiron south node of acting from our wounds and bringing toxicity in. Let's purify and cleanse this relationship. Relationship doesn't have to be with a partner. It can be with a friend, with a colleague, with a neighbor. Work relationships, you know. Everything is a relationship, but also with yourself, you know. Mars, Chiron, South Node, you maybe even if you're single and you sit with yourself today and yesterday, today, and you find yourself processing your deep wounds, your deep pain, your deep trauma, and you feel a bit wounded and you want to take action, Mars in Gemini, you want to take action to change your environment, to change your interactions with people, to change your friendships, to change your connections with people. And Venus in Virgo, you want it to be practical, you want it to be here in your physical reality, you want it to be truthful, you want it to be pure. And then Mercury in Libra, retrograding, is kind of like searching for the balance, searching for the fairness, searching for equality, opposition to Jupiter. So we're in a quest. We're in a quest of recreating our physical reality, recreating our relationships, recreating our love, recreating our dealings, our job, our business, our finances, our sexuality, our physical reality. And it's been challenged. It's been very confronted. And now on the moon in Cancer, it brings sensitivity, it brings this emotional sensitivity. And, you know, all this mental, there's a lot of mental here. Mars in Gemini, mental. Venus in Virgo, mental. Mercury retrograde in Libra, mental. It's very mental. So be gentle, everyone. Really be gentle. And offer yourself that practical love. Love yourself today, you know. Venus in Virgo, you know. Love yourself physically. Love your physical appearance. Good or bad. Skinny or tall. Fat or skinny. You know. Love yourself physically and love your body, and give your body love through Virgo, through vegetables and fruits and good food and, you know, organic stuff and healthy diet. I will repeat again the warning for September. It's a mental health month. There is a lot of challenges for the mental. So I recommend everyone to really be gentle on yourself mentally, to know that there's a lot of energies operating on us, and If you're having a bit of a mentally challenging day, take it easy. Don't take it too far. Don't get lost in it. Stay grounded, go for a walk, exercise, drink water, eat good food, do some meditation, do some breathing. These are the practical things you can take for your health. Venus in Virgo. So this is this weekend into today. So we scan that. Mercury opposition to Jupiter, square in the moon. Venus comes off the square to Mars, while Mars is doing the yard to Chiron and the South Node. And in the background is also the Saturn, 19 degrees 33 minutes, closing in further and further on Uranus retrograde, 18 degrees 40 minutes. I want to show you exactly when that date will happen, which is in a few weeks from now. So here is this is where it gets really close. So you can see it's all through September. As you saw, as I move in, this is 12th of October now. But as I move through September, Saturn goes all the way back to 18 degrees 41 minutes of Aquarius. Uranus goes back to 18 degrees of Taurus. So it's kind of closing tighter and tighter. And then Saturn stationing, there you go. Saturn is stationing direct on the 23rd of October. Saturn is stationing direct on the 18 degrees 35 minutes, where Uranus is on the 17 degrees 35 minutes, so 1 degree apart. And then Saturn starts moving forward and Uranus moves backwards. And when we get to the 2 degrees, we can really kind of sense, there you go. If I go back, here is 10th of November. Let's go to 11/11. 11/11, 11th of November, Saturn 18 degrees 54 minutes. Uranus is 16 degrees Taurus 49 minutes. It's 2 degrees breaking apart, so it's still in play. But 2 degrees, it's starting to ease up. And as we go forward, here is the 3 degrees gap, which is kind of really more like, okay, it's done. 23rd of November, Saturn 1924 direct, Uranus retrograde 1620. It's now 3 degrees apart and breaking further. So as you can see what I showed you, from now into November, the end of November, we're gonna feel this tight square of Saturn and Uranus, with the highlight. The highlight will be there you go. The highlight is 37, 49, 12, 51, 14, 52, 15, 54, 17, there you go, 58. October 1st is kind of the highlight. Okay, 18 degrees 58 minutes of Saturn, 18 degrees 21 minutes of Uranus. There's only 37 minutes, astrological minutes, separating them. So from now into the 1st of October, this square is really tightening, and then it's still there until the end of November, but kind of winding off. And this square of Saturn and Uranus brings the ongoing challenge that we had all through 2021 between the desire to break free and to revolutionize our physical reality, to try radical change, and to break out of the norm, and to just really kind of take our physical reality into a whole new frequency. And it's the Taurus department, so it's our finance, it's our job, it's our fashion, it's our beauty, it's our health, it's our sexuality, our relationships, our values. They're all going through this revolutionary desire to break free from the old routine, from the old structure. Saturn rules the structure of our life. It's in Aquarius, so it's our relationship with other people and our relationship with the world. And Saturn is karma, and it's kind of law and order and responsibility and due diligence and contraction. So Saturn is kind of like saying you have to do this, and Uranus says, up yours, I'm doing that. That's the dynamic of, like, it's like Uranus is the teenager kind of arguing the grandfather about them wanting to go to dance tonight, okay? So the teenager goes like, oh, I'm going out tonight. And the father goes like, no, you're not. You're staying home. And it's like, no, I'm going out tonight. No, you're home. Go into your room. Do your homework. So then the teenager going to his bedroom, opening the window and escaping through the window to go out. But his father knew he's going to do that. So his father was waiting for him outside. And he's like, now that I caught you escaping home, now you're grounded for a week. So the teenager go, you know what? I'm grounded for a week? No worries. He put his sound system on full blast and playing like music loud. So then the father get upset and is like, you know what? You gave me a headache. Okay, go out. Leave me alone. That's kind of the energy of this Saturn and Uranus. How this plays out in the world, Saturn rules governments and authorities and law and order. And it's trying to restrict and contract and control, have the control over people, over the world. You can see the dynamic how big organizations, big corporates, governments trying to implement more control over people. If it's through CBDC, which is the digital currency of the central bank, if it's through all the digital ID concept, if it's through all this. I believe I said at last live stream that there will be a new wave of restrictions trying to be implemented, but then it's challenging the Uranus in Taurus, which makes the people want to rebel, wants to break free. People had enough of restrictions. They want a revolution. So there's this kind of revolution against suppression. And this final fourth quarter is gonna give us that kind of like breakthrough of the energy that we were playing with all through 2020 when we had this square 3 times. So this is in the bigger drop of this entire 3 months period of September to December that we're gonna see, like September, October, November, December, these 4 months, the final third. As I said long time ago, it's the crescendo of this year. So this is one layer of the big backdrop that is kind of cooking. Then the other one is that Pluto here, Pluto 2607 in Capricorn, is really slowing down now. It's about to station direct. It is squaring Aries 2437. It's kind of coming back into that square. But now let me take you now through the Pluto. And Pluto is stationing. Pluto is stationing direct here on the 26 degree and 6 minute on the 9th of October. Okay, so by then Mercury goes direct as well. So Mercury will go direct. Mercury is stationing direct on the 2nd of October. Okay, so until then we have the 6 planets retrograding. Then Mercury stationed direct on the 2nd of October, goes direct, and a week after, on the 9th, Pluto goes stationing direct. Then we go, from Mercury goes direct, we go to 5 planets retrograde. A week after Pluto goes direct, we go to 4 planets retrograde. And then Saturn comes next, and Saturn is stationing direct on the 23rd of October, and then we have only 3 planets retrograde, which will be Neptune, Jupiter, Uranus. So we still have another, it's the 18th of September. We have another 12 days of Mercury retrograde, which we are in this weird situation of 6 planets retrograding. It's all kind of like slow. And we say 6 planets retrograde, but realize that Pluto is really slow now. It's like dead. It's like, is now today, Pluto is on 26 degrees right now in 12 minutes. And then as it goes forward, it only moves a few single minutes. It's stationed direct on the 6th. So from now until the 10th of October is only moving 4 astrological minutes. So it's very slow. It just sits there. And Pluto is around power. And it's around evolution. And it's around transformation. It's around this transcendence, right? Like breaking through the trauma, breaking through the fear in order to evolve, in order to reclaim power that was lost, reclaim evolution that was kind of injured. And so now all that process, like we all want to break through. Saturn square Uranus, we want to break through, we want a revolution, we want to break free, we want to live a whole new life. And Pluto is kind of like, yes, your evolution is in progress, but it's dead, it's holding. It's like we are in this kind of transmutation, but it's over months. And so it may feel like not much is happening. It may feel like we are not really progressing as much as we want. We're not achieving as much as we want. We're not getting as much forward as we want. And then Mercury retrograde, opposition to Jupiter with the moon, we may get frustrated, we may get upset. With Venus square Mars, like your frustration, your upset, your disappointments, and then it brings friction between the masculine and the feminine, the spirit heart and the ego mind. There is this everything potentially to give you that human ego mind deception of Sun opposition to Neptune, that your dreams are not coming true, you're never gonna manifest your dreams, you are delusional, you deceived yourself, the world is just full of lies and deceptions, and we are lost, and everything is lost, and not good to go there. Rather, what I'm showing you now is that there is a process of deep evolution, there is a process of deep transformation. It is happening day by day, it is happening, but it's happening slower than you might want it to happen, to the point that you might even fool yourself to think that nothing is happening. But a lot is happening. This process we are in right now is actually very precious. Instead of rejecting the unfolding of these days, these moments, instead of rejecting the fact that it's not happening as much as you want it to happen, embrace it, sit in it. Take this time, I will say metaphorically what comes to mind, take this time as you have booked yourself in for a retreat of meditation and vipassana. Perfect. Meditation and vipassana. So not much, it's not about you talking, it's not about you expressing, it's not about you pushing forward, it's not about you achieving and conquering. Mars is slowing down. Now, it doesn't mean we don't need to act, we don't need to make changes. Of course, yes, of course, live your life. But just know the collective picture of the energy is kind of like most of the achievement that we should direct the energy for right now is actually inward. It's all pointing inward. So it's very easy when things are not happening in the outside world externally as much as you want them, you kind of keep on focusing on that external need and the frustration of the external need not happening, that you're missing the whole point that you actually need to be here to sit with yourself, to understand that this energy wants you to achieve here inside, to really be here with yourself, to reflect, to process. Maybe your ideas need adjustment. Maybe your beliefs need adjustment. Maybe your philosophy of life need adjustment. Maybe your perception of relationships need adjustment. Maybe the way you perceive your partner needs adjustment. Maybe the way you communicate with your partner or friend or colleague needs adjustment. So look into how you are doing it. Look into how you can change, because then from there the evolution will come. From there the transformation will come. From the change within you, from the inner change that you will do here, in your mind, in your perception, in all of your chakras. Uranus in Taurus, challenging our base chakra. Mars in Gemini, Venus in Libra, square with Mercury, Jupiter. It's challenging our mind, our expression, our throat chakra, and our third eye, our perception mind is challenged. Sun opposition to Neptune, challenging our crown chakra. And with the Venus and the Mars squaring, and with Venus there doing all the things she's doing, the heart chakra is challenged as well. With the moon is squaring all this, the sacral chakra is challenged. The moon in Gemini is slowing down, slower and slower and slower. Things are not happening as much as we want. Our solar plexus is challenged. All our chakras are being confronted by a lot of challenges. And so rather than trying to solve the big picture, the idea is to take small steps. How can you fix your base chakra today? How can you balance your base chakra today? What is base chakra needing? Sense of safety, security, stability. Okay. Can I make sure I'm taking care of my physical body, my physical health? I will drink more water today. I will eat good food today. I will go for a walk today. I will do some yoga, some stretches today. That's my base chakra. I will walk with my bare feet on the earth. A few minutes, just connecting with the earth. Base chakra. Sacral. I can offer myself the emotional support, the emotional connection with myself, listening to my feelings, listening to my emotions. If I have time to be creative, I will allow myself to be creative, even if it's 10 minutes of coloring a mandala book, or writing a poem, or playing an instrument. Your solar plexus, your sense of self, positive affirmation, listen to a 5-minute motivational speech. I believe in myself. I deserve what I need. I am worthy. Saying these things to yourself. Sit-ups, 10 sit-ups. Doing something for yourself. Making a cup of tea for yourself. And when you make that cup of tea, you say, this cup of tea, this is for me. It's so nice to take care of me, the solar plexus says. Heart chakra. Inner peace. What small steps I can take today for my inner peace? Can I take a few conscious breaths? Can I slow down? Very simple. If I can offer myself some self-love, I love myself. Very simple. If I can talk to someone I love, today, I missed my brother. I called my brother today. It's like, hey brother, I missed you. How are you? I spoke to my brother 10 minutes as he was on his way to work. It filled my heart, filled my cup of love, Throat chakra. Talking, expressing, communicating. Maybe you want to write down your journal. Maybe you want to talk to a friend that can really get you. Just to vent. Sometimes when you vent to someone that knows you, someone that you trust, just by venting, you're listening to yourself, you're realizing. But even if you don't have anyone to speak to, journal, write down. Go to nature and speak to nature. Very beautiful practice. If someone will pass by, they might think you're crazy, but who give a shit? Your third eye, your mind. Everything is overwhelming. The news, the headlines, the social media, all the interactions. What about closing your eyes and giving your third eye a bit of kind of meditation, a bit of stillness? What about just massaging your forehead, just easing up some stress in your forehead, in your brain? People think they can get a massage only when they go and pay for it. There's many areas in your body you can massage for yourself. You have a pain in your arm, massage your arm. Just massage your head, just give yourself some, it feels so good. My God, it feels amazing. Your crown chakra, connection to spirit. You're in trouble, you're in worry, you're in concern. Take a moment. Light a candle or don't light a candle. Take a moment, close your eyes, speak to spirit. Great Spirit, surround me with your love. Fill me with your light. Guide me. Protect me. That's it. If you can do more, you can do more. But that's it. You can open a card as a message from Spirit. So this is kind of like interesting. I'm talking about that because as we go into the new moon in Libra and the spring equinox, Libra season, which we will get to, it's all about how can we achieve more balance and harmony in our life. Balance and equality and harmony in our relationships with other people, with ourselves. So you can see there's so much we can talk about today, but I hope that these little tools can help you, Very small steps. Mars in Gemini. Take action. But it's not a big action, it's little action. Gemini, little changes. Small little changes in your environment, in your personal interactions. Very, very simple. So where are we now? I took you through the Saturn square Uranus backdrop. And the Pluto square Aries, which I almost spoke about, Pluto 2606 station in direct, square in Aries 2432. Aries represents the activist feminist that march the street and speak up and tell the suppressing power that abuse power and sex of money what they think of them and exposing the truth and all that. So that's another aspect. So basically we have, like, in the big themes in the background, we have ingredients of quite intense few months ahead of us, where we're going to see a lot of events in the world. A lot of events are coming up for us. Not necessarily pleasant, but it is what it is. Let's go back to now. Actually, let me visit the chat room. Who has joined us? Erin Rose, my big brother today. Stopped myself. Oh my God, big brother today. I stopped myself so many times. Well done, Erin. Well done. That's the key. You know, when we have that need to react or to say to something or someone what we think of them, we need to be honest with ourselves and remind ourselves that it's only our ego mind that wants to react and respond. But our spirit heart says, like, surrender that need. Do you really need to have an argument now with another person or another authority or something? What is it going to give you? Bad vibe, negativity. Why do you need that? Surrender that need. Let that be. Keep your peace. Keep your inner peace. Bharat, hello Bharat and Rukshika. Good to have you. I hope you enjoyed your weekend, Bharat. It looked amazing. And Jess from Portugal. Amazing. To the bone. Awesome. Fantastic, Jess. Hopefully you're enjoying Portugal. Nice. Nice to have people from around the world. We have Israel, Portugal, Australia, all over. Nice. Very nice. So, let's get through the days. So this is right now where we are, right? As we go into... Oh, and what's happening today, tonight, okay? This is quite important. So we have the Mercury opposition to Jupiter. The exact opposition is going to happen 4:48. Let's see. There we go. 4:57, 4:59. Jupiter, 4:45. Mercury, there we go. 4:46, 4:44. There it is. Mercury in Libra, 4 degrees 44 minutes. Opposition to Jupiter, 4 degrees 44 in Aries. Exactly tomorrow morning, 8:42. So, again, remember, and the same thing, and it's happening, you know, as the squares the moon is coming off it. By that time exact, the moon is already on the 7th degree, but still very much there. So, you know, you may have learned some things this weekend, you may have read some things, you may have downloaded some things, you may develop your own new belief and value and stuff, and you know, tomorrow you might meet someone and you want to share that philosophy or something you've learned, and suddenly you have clashes. So avoid that, you know. Don't try to convince others what you believe in. Let others believe in what they want to believe in. But then the dynamic inside of us is that we have been called to question. It's possible that we had big ideas about ourselves, about what we want to do. And we initiated that when Jupiter moved into Aries. If I take us a few months back, this is 19th of September. We go now a few months back. Okay, here it is. Jupiter moved into Aries on the 11th of May. Okay? Put that note for you. On the 11th of May, Jupiter moved into Aries over here. And so, since 11th of May, Jupiter in Aries, a whole new story for self. Big vision, big belief. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna get rewarded in that way. That's what I wanna learn. I wanna study this. I wanna do this. I have this big idea. I have this big need to create something big out of myself, something new. Then we went through that process. I'm going weeks forward now. We went through that process. Jupiter got all the way to the A bit more. Jupiter got all the way to the 8th degree on 40 minutes in August 3rd, okay? And then Jupiter went retrograde on the 8th degree. So from 11th of May until the let's say the 1st of August, let's move a few days back. There we go. 29th of July. From the 11th of May till the 29th of July, Jupiter moved through the first 8 degrees of Aries. We have this big new idea. You may have come up with a big new business project, or with a big new concept of your career, or you thought, I'm going to study esoteric philosophy. I'm going to study Chinese medicine. I'm going to study history of economics. You had this new vision, a big new idea. I'm gonna make a million if I will sell rubber duck, orange rubber duck. And suddenly 29th of July came, and then that big vision, that big belief is going through introspection. Jupiter goes backwards. It goes like, we need to kind of process that, we need to rethink about that, and then what's going to be interesting is that on the 28th of October, Jupiter leaves Aries back into Pisces. Boom. 29th of October, Jupiter moves back into Pisces. Now, reminding you, prior to 11th of May, when Jupiter moved into Aries, we had this very confusing beginning of the year from January to May of Jupiter together with Neptune in Pisces. There was great confusion, propaganda galore, everything. This is coming back. And so we had these new ideas, new beliefs. Now it's going through kind of, we are revisiting it to really kind of see maybe we've taken it a bit too far. Maybe we've dreamed a bit too big. Maybe we believed it to be more than what it is really. And so this is opposition to Mercury for the second time. Both of them retrograde is kind of like, here, let's really look at that and see where potentially we kind of took it too far, where we kind of made it more than what it was really. And then Jupiter is going to retrograde into Pisces end of October and gonna go like, okay, so yeah, that's why we took it too far in that way, because of this illusion, because of this deception, because of this dream-like Pisces Neptune. That will come later in October, but I'm just showing you the big processes that are happening here. So tonight into tomorrow morning, back to now, we have this opposition of Jupiter to Mercury. So take it into you and realize we are being asked to review. We need to really look at our ideas, at our plans for the future. Where do we see ourselves in the future? Where do we take ourselves into the future? It's not fully happening yet because we need to make sure that it's going to be really good for us. That's the headline. We are making sure it's going to be really good. And that's why not much is happening out there, but a lot is happening here. So this is tomorrow. Maggie, hello. Maggie is back in Australia. Your dad. Oh my goodness. A brain clot. Sorry to hear that, Maggie. Let's send our blessing to Maggie's father in our chat room in Telegram. Please put his name down so we can direct it directly to him. I'm really sorry to hear that, Maggie. I'm sending you love. Be strong. Be strong for your daddy. Yeah. There we go. You know, I'm talking about the mind and the brain, and here's that's, you know. Sorry, that took me off a bit. It's hard to kind of hear some sad news and then to kind of like try to tune in back. Michael, okay, sending my blessing to Michael Kwan. Okay, Maggie, be positive, send love vibration. So this is tomorrow morning, Mercury opposition to Jupiter. Let me take it again. Tomorrow 8, there we go. Tomorrow exact opposition, Mercury 4 degrees 44 in Aries to Jupiter 44 degrees Libra. Now, Aries Libra, it's an axis that is interesting by itself, because Aries is the self, the ego, and Libra is the others. So it's kind of like we have this whole idea about ourselves, big belief, big philosophy, but others may be challenging us. Others may be kind of questioning us. Others may be guiding us to look at things that we didn't really consider. Now, if we take it like annoying, upsetting, don't tell me what to say, don't tell me what to believe in because I believe in what I believe, Jupiter in Aries, my belief is the greatest one, I am the wisest one, I know everything, don't you challenge me, we miss the whole point. Because the universe send the others as agents of change to confront us and have us look at places that we will not look, because we believe we got it right. And so if you're doing that mistake, then of course you'll have friction, argument, debates, all this yucky stuff. But if you stay humble and you surrender the need to fight or to combat or to argue, and you go like, what is this teaching me? What is this showing me? What is spirit showing me through these people? It might be confronting, it might be uncomfortable, but if I will be wise enough to take it on and introspect it, I don't necessarily say own whatever others are saying to you, no, but take into consideration what others are presenting to you in a way that how can your big plan benefit from that, okay? Because at the same time this is happening between Mercury and Jupiter and the Moon. On the other hand, we have the Sun here on 25:59, I move another hour forward, Sun on 26 Virgo is trining Pluto, 26 Capricorn. The exact trine, there we go. The exact trine of Sun and Pluto is tomorrow at 1:48 p.m. So we're starting the morning, we're coming into tomorrow, from tonight into tomorrow morning, and it's possible that even the information, Mercury, that I'm presenting to you on this love stream, Mercury in Libra, here I am coming to you, and I'm giving you information, Jupiter, wisdom and knowledge and big things, and I'm delivering it to you, and you may be finishing this love stream and sitting there and contemplating and seeing how, what is that saying to you, and you wake up tomorrow morning and you process that, and suddenly the Sun trine Pluto in the background with all this, and this is good. The Sun, the soul, the I am, is trining Pluto. Trine is beneficial, it's harmonious, it's promoting growth. And Pluto is the evolution, it's power, it's the ability to look deep into ourself, into our psyche, into our subconscious and our unconscious, and really have a certain breakthrough. It's possible that we're able to assert ourselves in a very good way. It's possible that we are capable of achieving good achievements with good results that are very powerful and very evolutionary and very transformative. If we take this dynamic of Mercury and Jupiter in a good way, and all this weekend with the Mars square Venus, and the Mars with Chiron and the South Node, all that I spoke about before, if we took it in the good way of rather than falling down the trap and reacting, but walking with it, and really seeing what it shows us, and surrendering the need to fight or to argue, but rather than just accepting what it is and trying to look into it and sitting with yourself and contemplating and looking at your own self, seeing what the others' feedback are saying to you. Others' feedback doesn't necessarily have to be a conversation. I can tell you that yesterday, a good friend, without even knowing, while we're having a conversation, kind of told me something. But it was kind of like something out of the blue that she just threw in the middle of the conversation, and she's not even aware. But I've been sitting with that little thing she told me all night long. I was like, why did she say that to me? That's very interesting. It's not comfortable fully to embrace what she said, and she didn't say it from a bad place at all. She said it from a good place. But I took it as like, this is interesting. If I will sit with that and I will basically practice, take this as a workshop of like, okay, if that is true, how is that true? And I've been sitting with that since then, and it can be an amazing process of achieving a deep insight into yourself that gives you that breakthrough. Sun trine Pluto tomorrow. This is also a very powerful influence. If you do things right and you communicate with diplomacy, you really take your time and you really make sure you articulate yourself clearly and speak clearly and calmly, with the intention of Mercury in Libra and Venus in Virgo, purity of intention, Virgo, Venus, in order to achieve balance, equality, fairness and harmony, Mercury in Libra. If you do it in the right way and you present yourself, even if the situation is confronting or challenging, you still manage to kind of present yourself in a good way. You stay in kind of cool, calm and collected. You communicate in a way that dissolves any disputes, creates more understanding, and suddenly you become an inspiration. People look up to you and say, I really admire the way he or she facilitated that. I want to give you a compliment. You really taught me a big lesson now about how to be able to handle arguments. What is this? Just a second. How to be able to handle argument or debate. This was very impressive, and I want to congratulate you. Well done. Suddenly you get this kind of like, wow, Sun trine Pluto, I just got a nice compliment, and people see me and people recognize me because I've done something good. Okay? Very, very nice. Very, very nice. As this is happening, then what else we have cooking? Venus on the 17 degree and 20 minutes of Virgo is starting to trine Uranus, 18 degrees 39 minutes. The exact trine is happening the day after. There we go. Oops. Let's take it back. There we go. Okay. Tuesday, 2:25 p.m., Venus trine Uranus. Now remember, it's not just that time and that day. It's already happening. So from now into Tuesday, what do we have happening? We have this Mercury opposition to Jupiter square the Moon. As the Venus breaks out of Mars square, the Sun trines Pluto and Venus trine Uranus. And it's all promoting breakthroughs, evolution, revolutionary change. On a personal level, it's like if as I said, all that I said already, if you do that, then comes Venus trine Uranus, and you have this like revelation. You have this kind of enlightenment, epiphany, breakthrough. Oh my God, it's amazing. I just managed to change a pattern. I just managed to change a routine. I've just realized something new about my Venus in Virgo. You may have you don't know how to stop eating dairy. You're eating dairy. You're addicted to dairy. And you've been trying for a long time. And suddenly you finally get the courage and the energy and you stop eating dairy and you go like, yeah, I finally got rid of the dairy. For example, So all these few days, there is these challenges, but there's rewards. And if we can, it's almost like, think about you're being tested, and if you go through the test properly, you're getting the reward of it. But if you're failing, you're getting the crap of it. Because, you're missing out on the opportunity to have breakthroughs, to have evolution by falling down the 3D trap. And there's a lot of 3D going on. I need a sip of tea. Oh, beautiful. Marg, you're getting some love in the chat room. That's beautiful. And hello, Kali Rasta. Now, let's bring that concept. I spoke about it on Thursday night love stream. There's a lot around sexuality in this energy. So, Venus square Mars, you may feel sexual frustration, intimate frustration. And then the way you dealt with it is the way you dealt with it. And I said it's good if you don't have a partner, if you don't have an outlet for these sexual desires or sexual needs, you can go for exercise, go for walk. Again, if take it in the right way, but it's just that's what the astrology is saying. But in order to overcome that frustration, if you need to, there's always self-pleasure and giving love to self. Or you can also channel it through creativity and exercise, movement. And now comes the sun with Pluto, and you come in with all this kind of sexual aura from this Venus square Mars, and you're feeling sexy, and you want to feel sexy, and you want to be sexy, and you want to attract some, you want to attract some activity into your life. And comes sun with Pluto, and it gives you that kind of attraction and that deep desires, and you have this kind of like oomph into you. And then Venus trine Uranus, it's kind of like brings that kind of kinkiness and that need to explore and to try something new. So you may find yourself Sun trine Venus, Mercury opposition to Jupiter, Venus trine Uranus. If you are single, you might find yourself suddenly having this courageous moment and approaching someone that you just saw and you really like them, and you are doing something you've never done before, and you're hitting on them, or you're asking for their number and whatever. You may be very attracted to someone of a new kind. It was like, oh my God, I was never attracted to that kind of a person. Someone may be attracted to you out of nowhere. It's like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Hi, that's a nice surprise. Hello, how you doing? How you doing? If you are in a relationship, this is a great energy to have an amazing, deeply Sun trine Pluto, deep, intimate connection, transcendence, transcendental experience on an intimate level, to deepen your connection, to achieve real deep evolution, deep connection in your relationship. Venus trine Uranus, having breakthroughs in your intimacy, in the way you relate to each other, love each other, trying something new, being a bit kinky if you need to. If you are not in a good relationship and it's been tough and challenging, and this weekend brought up some uncomfortable situation, frustration, you can't see the same way, and you can't offer each other what each other needs. Then with the Mars square Venus we had, and now the Sun trine Pluto and Venus square Uranus, it's also promoting a bit of kind of looking for excitement somewhere, wandering eyes, kind of looking elsewhere. It's like, I need some, you may be just over it, and it's just like, look, I need out. I realize it's not really working. And it's going like that into the new moon in Libra as well. So wherever you are on that spectrum, but overall, the coming days are promoting some beautiful experiences, some good achievements, some progress, some evolution, some breakthroughs. I'm loving it. I'm loving the coming days. Of course, they come with a challenge, but I'm loving them. The next thing that is happening is then all this thing is cooking. Now look at over here in Libra. What's happening here? The Sun 27 degrees of Virgo, coming to the final 2 degrees of Virgo, and Mercury retrograde on 3 degrees Libra, coming to the first 2 degrees of Libra. And as we go through the days, the Sun and Mercury are conjunct right here. So it's a very interesting dance. So remember all the things we spoke about now in the backdrop. This weekend that happened, then the Sun with Pluto, Venus with Uranus, and Mercury with the Jupiter. By then the moon is coming to the end of Cancer, and now we go another day. Let's go another day forward. We are now on Wednesday, the 21st of September, and now Sun 28, Mercury 2 degrees. The moon is in Leo, and Venus is coming off the trine to Uranus. And we go now to Thursday, and Sun is on 29 degree, Mercury is on 1 degree, so they are already conjuncting, and this is a very powerful spot to conjunct, very, very powerful. And here it is, the Sun moves into Libra exactly on Oh, by the way, happy birthday to Simone. Today is Simone's birthday. Happy birthday, Simone. The Sun moves into Libra on Friday at 11:03 a.m. 11:04 we can say. 11:04 a.m. on Friday, the Sun moves into Libra, and it's the official equinox moment. Happy spring equinox! Yay! time to put some flower seeds in our garden, so soon we'll have all the flowers blossoming and the honeybees and everything is coming to life. As the sun moves into Libra, it is conjunct Mercury. Isn't that fascinating? Wow. Libra season. It's interesting to do a love stream like that because we have the entire week in Virgo, but then we're already talking about the Libra season starting from Friday. As we come into Libra season, Libra is around relationships. Libra is ruled by Venus. Libra is about fairness and equality and justice and balance and harmony and love. So we come in from this Virgo analytical purification, paying attention to the details, perfecting the plan, really kind of tidied up the environment, detoxing, decluttering. And now we're coming into Libra and it's like, okay, so how can we find balance, peace and harmony in our life? How can we create and initiate balance, fairness, justice, harmony in our life, in our relationship? It's the scales, okay? And it happens with Mercury conjunction. So it's very much mental orientated, very much a communication orientated. So we can say that this entire Virgo season is in this initiation moment. It's like the new moon chart. The Libra season that is starting from this Friday for 4 weeks is going to be a lot around information, communication, expression, perception, thought, reflection, a lot around that. Chat room, Rowena. Hello, Rowena. So, Sun conjunct Mercury. We can expect that the next weekend it's very socializing. It's let's socialize, let's talk, let's meet, let's converse. You're gonna see social media, a lot of conversations, a lot of debates, a lot of information moving backwards and forwards, everyone sharing ideas, everyone talking. You can see it in your social circles. Let's have a gathering, let's meet up, let's have dinner, let's have coffee. Phone calls, emails, letters, moving around, meeting people, and it's about relationships. So remember that we're coming into this Sun conjunct Mercury on the 0 degree Libra, very initiative degree, with what we are downloading over this day. Because now we have the Mercury opposition to Jupiter. So we are receiving some downloads now, some dynamics right now are happening. And as we go through this week, we're going to have the Sun with Pluto and Venus with Uranus coming into the Sun into Libra with conjunct Mercury. And we are coming into that day with all the breakthroughs and the evolution and development of this week. And then we come in and we go like, okay, it's springtime. It's time to start new. Because this is now the time where interesting, at the same time that the Sun moves into Libra, and I take it to the exact moment. Yeah, again, second. At the same time the Sun moves into Libra, the Moon is conjunct Ceres in Leo. So we are feeling our royal needs, our love, our heart chakra. We are feeling the heart chakra. And Ceres is our harvest, is what we gather, is what we have to offer. So we are feeling this is what I have to offer. I am a king, I am a queen, I want love, I deserve love, I'm offering love. This is coming after the Sun with Pluto, Venus, Uranus. I had breakthroughs, I have evolution, I'm realizing some things. And I'm coming now into this Libra season, and I want to connect, I want to socialize, I want to make new relationships, I want to connect with people, talk to people, and just like, how can we achieve more fairness in your existing relationships, Libra? Okay, we just had breakthroughs this week, so how can we achieve this beautiful balance and harmony in our life? How can we do that? How can we create that? And it's starting to take form in communication, in ideas, in thoughts. And the Venus with Ceres is kind of like we take with us the goodies that we have, the goodies that we achieved the stock, this 23rd of September. Take it to the collective. We are sitting on a ticking bomb. It can happen any day. There's going to be a big disruption coming into finance and economy on a big global scale. I've been warning about this for many years. We are now in the immediate timeline. It can happen every single day right now. It can happen tomorrow. It can happen on the 23rd. It can happen on the 25th. It can happen on the 25th is Rosh Hashanah. Is the New Year's Eve, the Hebrew New Year's Eve. So it's not just a new moon. It is the Hebrew New Year. And now we're entering into the New Year kind of cycles. Where there's the Hebrew, there's the Chinese, there's the Gregorian. We're going into all that cycle. So Friday, that's happening. Then when is the exact conjunction of Mercury and the Sun? It is happening exactly on. There we go. Friday at 4:47 p.m. Sun conjunct Mercury exactly on 0 degree Libra, right? So there might be lots of news coming out, lots of information coming out, and it's all about fairness and balance and justice. This will bring a lot of legalities into the headlines and in our lives, personal life, collective, global. A lot of legalities, a lot of law and order, a lot of kind of regulations, all these kind of things. People speaking up for the balance and fairness. Moon is on the end of Leo, 29 degree of Leo, so everyone feeling like, royal, like we deserve to feel like that, we deserve to be safe and loved and this and that. So yeah, very interesting energy on Friday, very. And this is happening, and a few hours later, once the moon will kick into the 2nd degree of Virgo, there you go. From Friday night, 10:47 p.m., we're entering the dark moon phase. The new moon is going to be on Sunday night on the 2nd degree of Virgo. So before I go ahead, I go back actually for a moment. So reminding you, this is the chart of the equinox. So we can take this chart as the chart that gives us the tone for the next 3 months. Okay? In the same way new moon gives us the tone for the new lunar cycle of 4 weeks, the equinox gives us the tone of the next 3 months. And so we can see the next 3 months, end of September to October, November, December, into Christmas. From this Friday into Christmas, we're going to have this energetic tone. There's going to be a lot of communication, a lot of information, a lot of debate, a lot of exposure, things around legalities and the justice system and the legal system and the courts and fairness and equality and balance, a lot of communication, a lot of information, a lot of debate. Venus with Ceres is going to be around, what we have, what we don't have. What else we can see in this chart is that they are trining Pluto. So they're still trining Pluto. So it's like it's promoting the evolution of everything, of the world, right? It's promoting like evolution, transformation, empowerment, like people wanting to be empowered. The information is going to come out, is going to be about empowering humanity and creating that transformation by exposing the lies, exposing the corruption. Unpleasant, we're going to have to confront it, but it will be beneficial. What else we can see is that Venus, by then 22nd degree and 10 minutes in Virgo, is in opposition to Neptune, 23 degrees 51 minutes. It's exactly happening a few days, a day after, but it's in play. So Venus, opposition to Neptune, oh my goodness. Venus economy, finance, money, health, the health system, our family, our beloveds, our friends, our relationships, our sexuality, our values. Opposition to Neptune in Pisces. Propaganda, lies, deceit, scams. It's going to be a lot of as the Sun is together with Mercury, trining Pluto, which promotes the exposure of lies, of abuse, of manipulation. And it's in Libra, 0-degree Libra, which means that it will be promoting justice and fairness and equality. What is it about? Venus opposition to Neptune. Lies, deceits, manipulation, propaganda, black magic, corruption. That is kind of, Pluto is a corruption, and Neptune is propaganda and lies and deceits and the media. And Venus is the health, and it's the finance, and it's the economy. And the moon is with Ceres. It's about what we have and what we don't have. Which crypto you have, which crypto you don't have. Do you have silver coins? You should have silver coins. If you don't have silver coins, go and buy it tomorrow. Today. Get silver coins. It's a necessity. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. A silver coin will cost you around $30 right now, 30 Australian dollars. You have to have at least 1 or 2 or 3 silver coins. Why? You will get to see later on. You will need to have some silver coins with you. You need to have some cash at home with you. You need to have some storage, food and water. You have to be self-reliant. In case there will be disruptions of any kind into the economy, into banking system, into internet, into online system, into SWIFT system, into the stock market, into the supermarkets, into the supply chain, you have to realize that you are a human being on planet Earth. You have to realize that at the end of the day, every species on this planet waking up in the morning and its entire day is around survival. We are the only species on Earth that has the convenience of, I don't need to worry about my survivors, I can just go to 7-Eleven and buy myself a sandwich. But it's not like that when things are disrupted, so you have to have storage food at home. Get yourself some rice, some pasta, some cans of tomato sauce, some cans of tuna if you eat fish, some cans of vegetables. Make sure you have that. And may you never need to use them, but make sure you have them. You have to have these things in this time. I'm urging people to do this planning for 5 years, but now we're getting to crucial immediate timeline. It can happen every day. And I'm not here to create fear or anything like that. I'm here to create love and awareness to make sure that as many people as possible are prepared for this uncomfortable situation is going to unfold on planet Earth. It's very simple. Don't be afraid of it. Don't worry about it. It's going to happen if you're afraid or worried or not. More, focus your power on what can you do and take action for your personal life, for your personal needs. So this equinox chart is very bombastic, very to the point. That we're going to have, it just supports what we already know. That the coming few months are going to be filled with a lot of deception, a lot of illusion, misinformation, corruption, fears, propaganda, black magic, all these things. And through that unfolding, there will be a lot of communication information coming out for the fairness and justice and equality through the legal system. And it would be trining Pluto, so it's beneficial for the evolution, for the transcendence, for the breaking free. Saturn square Uranus in the background, breaking free from all this restriction of dark energies that, took over and guides all this global energy in whichever way they are guiding it. This is a spiritual calling time for all the spiritual warriors, for all the light workers, for every person with spiritual inclination, every person with a loving heart and a faithful spirit and a faithful soul, regardless of what doctrine you follow. This is the time where we are all being called to embody love, to embody light, to choose to vibrate on love and light, to spread love and light wherever we go and whatever we do. That is our mission. That is what we can do. So now is the time to really put that on. Put that on. Put that love vibration on. Put that light in your eyes. Put that love in your heart. Don't force it on anyone. You don't need to say it. You don't need to speak it. You don't need to express it. You don't need to shove it up their mouth. You just need to be present in the vibration of love and light, and anyone who will be around you will be exposed and affected positively. know it inside of you. Quite a powerful chart for the equinox for the next 3 months. And then we're going into the dark moon phase, the day after this conjunction of, I'm going to take you through the hours because look, Sun enters Libra 00, Mercury 029. Mercury retrogrades, Sun moves direct, and then until now we had the Sun in Virgo, Mercury in Libra, and suddenly they swap. The Sun joins Mercury in Libra, but then Mercury goes like, okay, now that I met up with you, Sun, and you really shine the light into this need, I'm going to go into Virgo again because I need to look into the facts. I need to realize what's false and what is true. I need to really analyze everything that I just understood by you. So then Mercury goes retrograde, and there you go, on Friday night, 10 p.m., Mercury goes back into Virgo. Okay? So Mercury is in Virgo. As in the same time Mercury goes into Virgo, the Sun is now beginning to oppose Neptune. And what's going to happen here now, after the Mercury met with the Sun, now Mercury goes back to meet with Venus. So Mercury was in the house of Venus. You see how much is going on here? You know how intense it is to even try to explain all this? It's nuts. It's extreme. The astrology is extreme. So let's take a moment to breathe. Now this is happening. Mercury moves into Virgo. As the moon is now 2 degrees 10 minutes of Virgo, which means that we are now going into the dark moon phase. The 2 days prior to the new moon, which is the introspection, deep reflection about the lunar cycle, 4 weeks, we are ending. So we are now ending the cycle which began on a new moon in Leo a month ago. Okay? So a month ago we initiated a new moon in Leo. The royal self, me, who I am, my song, here I am, my light, my love, coming out to the world. And then we went into Virgo, and now, sorry. We're going to the new moon in Libra from a new moon in Virgo. So in Virgo, after we went through that Leo that I just said, in Virgo it's like, okay, now how can I humble and be in service? How can I be in service with that intention that I achieved in Leo? So it's about humility, offering our services, and perfecting our plan, perfecting our life, paying attention to details, detoxing, decluttering, organizing your life. That was the last 4 weeks, including this coming week. It's one of them. And then we're now going into this weekend, Friday night into Sunday night of like finalization. How did I do with that intention? Did I achieve that? How much progress I've achieved, what's going on. And then Mercury goes retrograde, and then Venus exact opposition to Neptune is happening Venus opposition to Neptune exactly on Saturday at 6:44 p.m. So Saturday evening, then we have the Venus here, 2349 in Virgo, opposition to Neptune. And this could be a bit confusing. This could be a bit kind of like, disappointed by, someone lies to you, someone deceits you, or, your illusions, your fantasies, your dreams suddenly getting through this kind of reality check. Venus in Virgo is kind of reality check. What is actually real? Is it really practical? Is it really pure? So maybe when Venus trines Uranus, you're going to meet someone new. You're going to have this strong, deep, karmic pull connection. You're going to have great, intimate connection with that person. But because it's Venus trine Uranus, it also means that it can be just kind of short time. This is kind of coming and going. And suddenly comes the next weekend, and Venus opposed to Neptune, and there's some kind of like, it's not what I thought it was. Maybe it's about your existing relationship. It's not what I thought it was. It's not the dream, Or maybe you've done a great process and you realize that it is the dream and it is a good relationship and you have achieved development and deep connection and evolution. So the illusion you had prior to the progress of this week suddenly is kind of like, now I see where I was delusioning myself, Now I can see that because of my past hurt, I'm now explaining the astrology of this week and into next week and in a nutshell. For example, one example. This weekend I might felt that a bit insecure because my partner went out without me and I'm thinking he's cheating on me. So when they came back home, I had an argument with them about it because I've projected onto them what I believe that they're doing without really looking into facts. I was more like, this is what I believe. I believe you're cheating on me. And, this reminds me of my past trauma and my past pain. But then I speak to my partner and we're having this conversation, and that partner promised me that they didn't cheat on me and they love me deeply and they will never do such a thing. And we're having this really awesome conversation. We're having this big breakthrough, and then we make love and our connection has become deeper and more connected. And we come to the Saturday and I can really see that illusion, why I've created it, how I lied to myself and how I've deceived myself to create all that fuss for no reason. But ultimately, once I surrendered that, suddenly I've achieved this amazing evolution in my relationship and we're having amazing connection now. Scenario 1. Scenario 2, they did cheat on you, they did lie to you. And then as you come to the Saturday, suddenly the lie is exposed and you realize that they did cheat it and they lied to you and then they lied to you again, but you still trusted what you know and you kind of let them play the lie, but you kind of knew what you know, and suddenly comes next weekend and you go like, you're a liar, get out of my life, I'm done with you. That kind of a thing. Be aware of scams, Venus, finance, investment, economy, Neptune, the scammers, the sneaky people. Now it's amazing, because of the things I talk about and because of the things I'm sharing, I have this commercial coming up on YouTube whenever I watch something on YouTube, and it's this guy kind of going very excited about 2022 is going to be the boom year in real estate. And I go like, what the fuck are you talking about, mate? I feel sorry for the people who actually believe you. If you think that there's going to be a boom in real estate market, you're dreaming, mate. This kind of thing. Then I see this other woman. I've sold this year hundreds of books on Amazon, and what's the most amazing thing? I didn't even write one of them. And every time I look at that commercial, I go like, you disgusting piece of crap. Here you are raving about the fact that you made heaps of money of selling books that you didn't even write. Like, what are you excited about? It's like, give the writers the money. So also be careful of scams, I wanted to say, I'll come back to this moment. I'm going to take it 2 days back for a second. At the same time that we have this Mercury and Jupiter, as Mercury and the Sun, at the same time we have this Mercury with the Sun, and it's going to be around this time of the chart now. Mercury, Sun is at the end of Virgo, Mercury at the beginning of Libra, about to conjunct. This is the Cardano hard fork, the Cardano network. So Ethereum network has done a very good work. As I said in the love stream about that, if they're going to do the work properly, if they're going to do everything right, it's going to be very successful, and it was a very successful merge event. Now it goes to Cardano. If Cardano will do everything right and it will pay all the attention and will do the good job, there's the fork of Cardano coming up on the 22nd of September, might be the 23rd in Australia time. So from Thursday 22nd, I'll say from Wednesday night 21st of September, from this Wednesday until Saturday, I will recommend just leave your Cardano. If you are a Cardano holder, leave it in your wallets. Don't do anything about it. Don't move them anywhere. Just let them be there. Okay? It's a bit of a tip for that. And good luck to Cardano. I love Cardano and may they succeed. So now back to Venus opposition Neptune, we said. And then as we're coming off the Venus opposition to Neptune, here comes Sunday morning, and Sunday morning the moon is here in Virgo. It's going to go on top of Venus and on top of Mercury on the way to the new moon. So it's going to be a very interesting process on Sunday, next Sunday, as we're going to prepare for the new moon. The moon in Virgo is going to be around detox and cleansing and clearing and being grounded and present and purified. And it's going to go through Venus, so it's going to feel it in her relationship, in her dealings. And it's going to be done with Mercury in her mind. So there's going to be a lot of emotional processing over the next weekend into Sunday especially. A lot of emotional processing, a lot of feeling, a lot of processing, because this is happening. The moon is coming on top of Venus. There you go. Moon is coming on top of Venus on Sunday afternoon. The exact time is, where are we with the time? 9:30. Okay. The moon is coming on top of Venus at exactly, there we go, Sunday 5:24 p.m. Okay. And Neptune is 23:47. So this is only 1.5 degrees, so it's kind of in opposition. Next weekend might bring some interesting processes. Saturday, Sunday, Neptune opposition to Venus. There's gonna be some kind of exposure, might be disappointments, might be some failures, just be very cautious, be very mindful. And the moon is going to be with Venus. We're going to feel it in a very practical way, in a very physical way, in our physical reality. Good or bad, right? And as this is happening, Mercury is retrograding towards Venus. So it's like Venus is kind of feeling it, I'm feeling it. And then the moon passes Venus and she goes like, this is what I just felt. And now 4 hours later, at 10:24 p.m. at night of Sunday, now I am thinking about it, right? Here I am with Mercury. Now I'm processing what just happened this weekend. Saturday, something came up. Something happened. Something was revealed. Something was exposed. And I've gone through the feeling of it. Let's say in that scenario I gave you, she did discover they did discover that their partner cheated on them, and they feel all upset and disappointed and hurt and lost and despair. And then it comes into the mind, now what am I going to do about it? I'm fucking over this. I'm done with this. You know what? I'm picking up my things and I'm going. For example, on the other hand, the positive scenario, I just realized how I fooled myself and deceived myself last time. Oh my God, I'm really feeling, that was so disappointing. I'm disappointed myself. I feel like, that was really pure love. That's not the love being that I am. But then everything became so amazing. So I really want to commit now to this feeling of trust and, and not fooling myself and not deceiving myself. And then it goes to the mind. It's like, I'm going to meditate on this. So then you meditate on this, and then a few hours later comes the new moon in Libra. A very interesting process of literally the 12 hours leading to the new moon in Libra. Wow. Because then comes the new moon in Libra, 7:54 a.m. on Monday morning, next Monday morning. Okay? So here is a new moon in Libra. Initiation, new intention, new cycle, new seeds, spring season, blossoming. How can we blossom in our relationship? It's a new moon in Libra. How can we create an intention of having more fairness, more balance, more equality in our relationships, more harmony in our life, in the way we deal with people? And this is happening as Mercury is now only 2 degrees away, less than 2 degrees from Venus. So we can say that Venus and Mercury are conjunct in Virgo. The heart and the mind are together in Virgo, purifying, detoxing, practical, analytical, really looking at the details. self-reflection, self-introspection, as the moon and the sun are on second degree of Libra, intention of finding balance, finding harmony, finding equality, installing equilibrium in our life. And the moon and the sun are in opposition to Jupiter, 3 degrees 48 minutes. So it's these new seeds and all this Venus, Mercury and Sun, Moon, which I just said, opposition to Jupiter. Our big ideas and our big beliefs and our big concept it's being challenged by this new moon, and it's challenging the new moon. It's in Aries. Jupiter is in Aries. It's about self. We are all wanting to create a new big thing out of ourselves, a whole new learning, a whole new lesson, a whole new wisdom, a whole new knowledge, a whole new big vision. We want to get rewarded by life in a whole new way, by creating a new story for self, a new growth for self, new wisdom, new knowledge. So if we want to achieve that big new vision for self, that big new plan, that big new project, it needs to be purified. Venus and Mercury in Virgo, purified, looking at the detail, paying attention, being grounded, being present, being practical, being factual, purifying. And this purification comes after the opposition to Neptune, which shows us the delusion, the deception, the confusion. So the mental, this is very mental. If you have mental health issues, be very gentle with yourself next week, and especially with this Venus opposition to Neptune. Venus is health, Neptune is substance. This might feel too much, overwhelming. I urge you, avoid any escapism. It might be very tempting because it might be full on. But this is where you can actually do very damage to yourself. Venus opposition to Neptune, you can take some magic mushroom, you can take some substance, some alcohol, and it might kind of take you into a bad trip or into a place that is actually not divine love, and might kind of really mess you up in your mind and confuse you. And yeah, don't do that to yourself. Rather purify. Be Venus and Mercury. Be present. Meditate. Be reflective. Cleanse and purify your intentions, your mind, your thoughts, your feelings, your embodiment. Be practical. Be present. Initiate a new cycle for yourself. Come as an agent of love, and you will see love. Come as an agent of harmony, and you will create harmony. Offer fairness, and you will receive fairness. It's a good energy to reinstall all those beautiful archetypes into relationship that has been struggling or challenged, or dynamic that has been toxic. This is a good energy that says, like, you be the agent of that. You embody that. That's one way of looking at it. Okay? So very interesting new moon chart with the sun and the moon opposed Jupiter. And you can also say, Venus and Mercury opposed Neptune. It's very interesting dance how sun, moon, Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, Neptune, and then now Jupiter, and in a few days Mercury goes direct. So this is even more interesting, because at the same time, who is here? 26, Pluto. Where is Venus and Mercury? 25, 27. So here comes Venus and Mercury, and they are trining Pluto, both of them. So this is very good. This is our ability to penetrate deep, to really go deeply into our psyche, to really achieve that deep transformation, that promotive. It's promoting evolution. It's promoting intimate, deep connection. Very powerful. It also can be beneficial financially. Suddenly you get some benefits, Venus opposition to Neptune. If you go and buy that shit coin because someone on YouTube told you that shit coin is going to do very well, you sell your Bitcoin for that shit coin and you lose your money and you're scammed. But instead, suddenly on that day, maybe Maybe Bitcoin itself is gonna do some good movement, you know. Maybe Theta is finally gonna get its kind of like movement going, because we are brewing 19 weeks, 19 consecutive weeks. Theta is moving sideways, and it can explode any moment. And it's interesting because on the 28th of September, Theta is doing the initiation of the smart contracts. Very powerful upgrade to the Theta network on the way to the mainnet launch on the 1st of December. And so this might spark it finally, hallelujah, if not prior to that. But then if I take it a few hours forward, once we get to the 26th, here is Venus 2603. Here is Venus 2609. Monday at 3:54 p.m. So Monday evening, Venus is trining Pluto. And that's like deep, very deep. Pluto, our unconscious, subconscious, things around power and control, money, sex, influence of money and sex. With Venus, you might have very positive influence, financial influence, sexual influence. You might be very attractive if you're single. You might, initiate new relationship with new people. And suddenly you meet someone new and it feels really good, and this deep karmic connection. You have this, this is also a desire to go deep into some research. You may be suddenly developing very deep passion to research Mercury and Venus, to learn something deep, to go into something deep, if it's spirituality or astrology or esoteric teaching or economy or finance or philosophy or law and order or something. This could be like you really kind of going deep into something and looking into something, and that something gives you a certain reward. I love it a lot. There was some kind of a hiccup with my connection. I hope it's all good. Hello, Brother Ben. You're welcome, my dear brother. And so this is very interesting. And as Venus is doing the trine to Pluto, then Mercury is joining the party on the 26th degree on Monday night. So this is you see, it's all ongoing. It doesn't really stop. It keeps on going and going and going, and everything is putting another piece in the puzzle, and it's kind of like boom, 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 and it's so multi-layer and it's so intense. Beneficially rewarding and really good for our evolution, but it comes with a lot of little things that we need to pay attention to. So then the Mercury-Venus conjunction comes exactly on Tuesday, Monday late night, Tuesday 3:53 a.m. Mercury conjunct Venus in Virgo retrograde. Very interesting by itself. By that time, what else is happening here? Pluto, so they're conjuncting trine to Pluto, and that's very, very powerful. And this is already next Tuesday. And then after that, what's happening is that Mars, at the same time that Venus and Mercury trine Pluto, Mars on the 18th degree of Gemini is now trining Saturn, 19 degrees 09. So Saturn usually kind of holds the warrior back. It's like you can't fully do what you want to do because you have to be responsible first and due diligence first. But a trine is beneficial, it's promoting. So here comes Mars goes into the 19 degrees. Here is Mars on the 19 degrees of Gemini, and here is Saturn on the 1906. So the exact trine is happening here, 1906, Mars in Gemini, and Saturn 1905. So it's another hour back. There we go. Wednesday afternoon. So this is not this Wednesday. Next Wednesday, after the new moon, comes Mars with Saturn, and suddenly there is a progress. There is some action that we're taking that actually is creating some good karma. There's like, hallelujah, we're finally breaking through. We're finally achieving some progress. Very interesting. Okay. on the 27th Tuesday, there we go. Tuesday the 27th of September, we're going to do our Tuesday night sound healing in Malvern at Here Yoga. It's the first midweek session I'm going to do since the beginning of 2020. I'm very excited to be able to offer a midweek session. So this kind of brings back the old routine of being able to meet during the week. It's going to be very powerful energy on that night if you want to join us. This will be the night where Venus is conjunct Mercury in Virgo, trine in Pluto in Capricorn. Excuse me just a second. So this is all this energy I just spoke about in this love stream. This meditation on Tuesday night is going to be perfect for us to meditate with Mercury and Venus, to meditate, be present, be still, trine in Pluto, gaining deep insight, deep understanding, deep realization. And this is happening as Mars is trining Saturn, so we will be able to utilize it then later on to achieve a real good breakthrough. I really love the energy of this coming sound healing meditation, Tuesday the 27th of September. If you want to join us, you can find the link on the website, healingdelight.com. You can find it also on Here Yoga website, but I will also put it in the blur below. It's basically healing-delight.clinical.com/bookings. I'll put it in the chat room right now. Just so it's there, because sometimes I forget to do things afterwards. healing-delight.clinical.com/bookings. And on this link, oh my god, I've done it wrong. Of course I'll do it wrong. It's Mercury retrograde, for goodness sake. Can I edit it? Let's see. No, I can't edit it. Mercury retrograde. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now it's the right one. So I'll delete the previous one. So the booking link is now on the chat room. You can click on that, and in the booking system you will see all the events that are coming up this year. We're gonna have this Tuesday, the 27th of September, then 2 weeks after on a Saturday, and then 2 weeks after on a Tuesday, 2 weeks after on a Saturday, 2 weeks after on a Tuesday. Every 2 weeks we are doing like a Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday. On a Saturday there are 2 groups, 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. On a Tuesday it's at 7 p.m. All of the groups are at Here Yoga in Malvern, and we are going to do also the event of the 25th of October. It's the full moon eclipse, and on the 8th of November it's the new moon eclipse. It's eclipse season, very powerful. And on top of that, we're also gonna have the 11/11, which falls on a Friday night. So 11th of November, very powerful energy as well. If you want to book for any of these events or all of the events, you can do it through the booking system. If you want to join our community where we are connected each and every day, we have many chat rooms, and this is where I post the new moon meditation will be posted to the community on Sunday night. And if you want to get the new moon meditation sound healing, also join our community on Patreon. This is where I share it. And other than that, please press like and subscribe to our channel. Press like on this movie, it helps us. And by the way, this new moon on Sunday night, if I go there again, on Monday morning, but it's on the Sunday night, we are celebrating the Hebrew New Year's Eve. So it's the Hebrew New Year's in which we say Shana, it's a year, Tova is good, Umetuka, and sweet. So we say, have a good, sweet year. Shana Tova Umetuka to everyone, and I wish you a very good Hebrew New Year's Eve. And I'm sending you lots of love and blessing to everyone. And I hope you enjoyed tonight. There was a lot here that I shared with you. Hopefully it didn't overwhelm you too much. And I would like to end in the same way we've started, with wisdom, that teaching of Sogyal Rinpoche, which we should take with us into this coming month and all of its challenges. So thank you very much, family, for being here. Happy equinox. Happy new moon in Libra. Happy new year for the Hebrew calendar, and rest in natural great peace, this exhausted mind.
Beaten helplessly by karma and neurotic thoughts, like the relentless fury of the pounding waves in the infinite ocean of samsara. Rest in natural peace.
Let's practice. The warriors of love, the warriors of peace, the warriors of harmony. Let's be the agents of that change, bringing into our relationships, into our dealings, embodying that change. We are challenged because we are being called to do that. So let us do that. Let us be peace. Let us carry that peace and fairness and equality and love and harmony to everywhere we go, and especially to times and places where we're being challenged to do that. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight, family. I'm sending love and blessing to you all. Please join me on next Tuesday, 27th of September. And happy birthday, Simone. We love you. And blessing to Margie's father, Michael Kwan. And thank you, Nana. Thank you, Rowena. Thank you, Roll King. Shana Tova. Love you, family. Day by day, you chip it until you make it happen. And we'll get there, you know? That's it. I love you. Peace. Shana Tova umetuka. Bye.
Rest in natural peace. But sometimes it's wonderful when you really remember what the masters have done and taught. It immediately moves us. It really inspires, connects us. Therefore, we feel a sense of gratitude and appreciation of their work. So, Eugene Rinpoche, in this wonderful poem, he says, "Rest in natural great peace, this exhausted mind, beaten helplessly by karma and neurotic thoughts, like the relentless fury of the pounding waves in the infinite ocean of samsara. Rest in natural peace. Rest in natural. In Tibetan is Ranyi Hwachim. Rest in natural peace. This exhausted mind, beaten helplessly by karma and neurotic thoughts, like the relentless fury of the pounding waves in the infinite ocean of samsara. Rest in natural peace. To rest. To find rest. Clear? Just really that finding that rest, that comfort and ease, to let go and just naturally be. Then you see the mind just quietly settle, just like a glass of muddy water. If you don't stir it, the dirt will slowly settle. In the same manner, if you let the mind be in the spacious openness, slowly the confusion or the turbulence of thought and motion settles. You rest in natural peace. You rest in natural peace. This exhausted mind.